Hi guys, welcome back to another Company Heroes 2 video with Helping Hands. In this video we'll be talking about the new Ostheer Commander Strategic Reserves. Just want to say guys, that before we begin, I'm really excited for this new commander. The Assault Grenadiers are in a nice spot now. You get the new OKW Panzer 4 as the Ostheer. You get the breakthrough equipment and the new half-jet with the observation post attached to it, and obviously the new reworked Tiger Ace. The whole commander is really nice, and let's get straight into it. So first things first, let's talk about the first unit in the new commander, the Assault Grenadiers. So the Assault Grenadiers, what's happened to them? They have now been changed. MP40s in general have changed, apart from the MP40s on normal Pioneers. But MP40s on Assault Grenadiers and MP40s on the upgrades on Volks Grenadiers have been changed significantly. They are now a lot better. And this now makes this unit a lot more crucial in the early game, and it increases its survivability into late game. Especially so with the Assault Grenadiers, because now that they can be upgraded with a veteran squad leader for 60 munitions once you have escalated Battle Phase 2. So that means all you have to do is tech up to Battle Phase 2 like so, and then you can then buy the squad leader like so. So you don't have to build Tier 1 or build Tier 2 to have this. Now you can just call on the squad leader. Looks like a Panzer Grenadier model comes out, and that increases their capture and decapture rate by 20% and their received accuracy by -5%, so it makes them a lot better. And that's the Assault Grenadiers. So Assault Grenadiers, also again start at 0 CPs, so they can be called on straight away. So this is quite nice for changing up certain builds. You might you might skip Tier 1 entirely here and go for a couple of Assault Grenadiers with maybe an MG build. And also, you might even be able to skip Tier 2 with this build, because you could even go Panzer Grenadiers now that they are tied into the HQ tech. Panzer Grenadiers no longer require Tier 2 to be able to be called on the battlefield. You just have to have Tier 1 techs, and then you can call in Panzer Grenadiers like so. Because Panzer Grenadiers can upgrade with 100 munitions for Panzer Shreks, so that's your AT instead of a pack gun, for instance. So you could potentially skip Tier 1 and Tier 2 with this build, potentially. But I would always recommend having a pack gun or maybe a 222 with a Tier 1, because it's just more solid build. This is quite a risky build if you were going to do something like this. So I'm always going with the Panzer Grenadiers with Shreks. Another thing about the Assault Grenadiers, as before, they can sprint, so they can get up really close to an enemy, and then they can lob their Assault grenades like this. They lob loads, they lob 6 grenades, like so, on one occasion. These grenades are very deadly. They will wipe a squad if a squad is standing there. So you've got to watch out for these. I've had Assault Grenadiers absolutely murder entire blobs, just a one squad on their own. And it's only 30 munitions, and this is a really good ability. They can also construct a bunker, so they could be, retreated back to base, so they could build a medical bunker, or maybe a bunker on the field if you were feeling a bit bold. But I would never recommend building a bunker on the middle of the map until you're floating a lot of resources and your population caps. You don't want to be investing in bunkers because they're really easily destroyed. Only for building like the medical bunker at the base. So, yep, that's the Assault Grenadiers. So let's discuss the new second ability for the Strategic Reserves Commander, which is the Panzer 4 Ostj. This is identical to the OKW Panzer 4, and it can be called on from the HQ once you have your Tier 3 built. So obviously you need the Battle Phase 1, Battle Phase 2 build, text, and then you build this. Once that's built, it becomes available here. You build it over here on the HQ, and it comes onto the field like so. Going to be upgraded with the pintle machine gun, like the OKW one, and is literally completely identical. Has exactly the same stats. So if an OKW Panzer 4 was to get up to Veteran 3 compared to this one from the Ostheer, it would literally be exactly the same. Okay. The only difference here is it has access to blitzkrieg tactics, whereas the OKW one has a different version. Basically, it's, to be fair, it's the same thing. It's just you put on you pop this ability on to get a little bit of speed to drive away from the enemy, or drive towards the enemy to try and get a kill in. So that's literally it's basically the same ability. So here we have the two Panzer 4s together. The standard Panzer 4 that Ostheer normally has is 350 manpower, 120 fuel. The OKW Panzer 4 costs 380 manpower and 140 fuel. So there you go, difference of 20 fuel and 30 manpower, I believe, yeah. But I would always recommend getting the OKW one because it is better against infantry, has more bonuses, and has more frontal armor as well. So always, I would, if you've got this commander, I would always, if you're going to go for the Panzer 4, always go for this one over that one. Even though this one is a little bit cheaper, this one will serve you a lot better than this one. Next, let's move on to the next ability, which is the Pioneer Support Package, and the Panzer Grenadiers Smoke Grenade they now have access to. So this is the Breakthrough Packages. So Pioneers can be upgraded with special packages to clear obstacles, while Panzer Grenadiers are granted Model 24 Smoke Grenades. So we get a new Panzer Pioneer on here. So you can see once I upgrade the Pioneer Support Package for 30 munitions, we now have access to throwing satchel charges, which could be quite nice, and maybe to take out an enemy build, like anyone that might be in a building, or you want to kill enemy structure. And this ability is exactly the same as the British Sapper's ability, as I will now show. So you plant this down. It's really good to destroy a bit of cover. So if you've got like a hedge, let's talk about, for instance, the hedgerow on Red Bull Express. If you wanted to, get another little flank route here, and you get these Pioneers, you drop this ability down on one of those hedgerows, and you open up another flank route for your units to come through, which is very handy. I've also forgot that the Pioneer Support Package does increase the repair speed of your Pioneers by 0.3, so you should always upgrade this ability on all your Pioneers as soon as you can do, as it does not lock out the sweeper or the flamethrower as well. So you can probably get this with a flamethrower, and you're going to Pioneer over here with this upgrade and a sweeper. So you're going to have this Pioneer Support Package with both. But obviously you can't have the sweeper with a flamethrower. So the changes to the Panzer Grenadiers have access to the smoke grenade with the breakthrough packages. So what you would want to do is probably you'd want, you have two squads like this, one infantry, one core dedicated anti-infantry squad with no Shreks, and one with the Shreks. So you probably want to lob, for instance, lob in a smoke grenade with one unit, and then run in with this one, the second one to lob in the bundle grenade. Why? Because they share a cooldown. So you can't lob both the bundle grenade and the smoke grenade at once, because they've got a 30-second shared cooldown, right? But if you had two squads, you could probably, utilize that ability. However, you might want to combine that with your assault grenadiers actually instead. So you want to lob a smoke grenade for your Panzer Grenadiers, and then rush in with your grenadiers, and then lob all those nades down as well, which can be very effective. So make sure you utilize this smoke grenade. It's very important and a very good ability to be able to flank enemy positions or enemy machine guns that are set up so you could get close to them without getting suppressed. So the fourth ability is a free upgrade for your 251 half-tracks from Tier 2. They become mobile observation posts. When the 251 is put in operation mode, it becomes invisible, but its main gun weapons are disabled. If it is spotted, you can easily just use this ability and then reverse away as fast as you can to avoid getting snared or killed. You can immediately pop that away, but it does have a short cooldown time. You can pop it back on again, but it's got maybe a couple of seconds, about 5 or 6 seconds before you can pop it back on and off again, okay? So our forward observation post can do two abilities. The first ability is that it can spot enemy units through the fog of war. So we look on our mini-map here, and now we move on to the tactical map, we can see that there are a few conscripts that we've spotted through the fog of war. Always go to the tactical map to actually check which unit you can see, if you're quick enough, because you won't be able to see what unit is on there if you just look on the mini-map, okay? The other ability is the fact that it can also drop artillery flares. Kind of similar to the ability of the Special Operations Commander from OKW, where they can drop flares anywhere on the map, apart from obviously the enemy HQ, but it's the same ability. You can see the radius here. You could drop a flare in the sky, and this is great in coordination, for instance, maybe in team games, because you can spot like an enemy positions, enemy blobs, and your friends and your teammates can lob down off-map artillery or even on-map artillery with even yourself with maybe a Panzerwerfer, or maybe your teammate has a Stuka, and you could wreck any positions with this. 6 missions for this flare ability, so it's a really great type of recon ability. So without further ado, let's bring on the unit you've probably been waiting for, the Tiger Race, the big daddy, the big boy, the one. So to call on the Tiger Race, how'd you do it? It doesn't require command points anymore. You might be thinking, what the hell? How crazy is that? And you'd be right, because you can get this unit, you can get this freaking Tiger Race on the field I've seen people do it in under 12 minutes. That's how fast you can get a Tiger Race on the field in team games if you prioritize fuel as your resource. So what you need to do to call on the Tiger Race is you just need to have teched, escalate Battle Phase 3, and then build Tier 4, like so. And then you can call on the Tiger Race. So the Tiger Race now comes at Veterancy 1. It has a couple of abilities. So the first ability is Spearhead. Focusing on frontal assault, the Tiger Ace has faster turret rotation and a longer sight range, but the turret is locked to 90 degrees. Yeah, so look, here's the line of sight that we have. We pop on this ability, Spearhead. Boom, look at that. That much extra sight we gain with this ability. But remember, the turret is locked on the front, so it can't turn around. So you've got to be careful with this ability. But it's very nice if you want to give your Tiger some extra little vision. Imagine it kind of like the SU-85 ability to give it a little bit extra vision. But instead of making it slower, it just forces the turret to be locked, like an SU-85. It's also worth noting that when you put it in Spearhead mode, it's a toggle on and off ability. So you can toggle it on and off, like so. And it has a 10-second cooldown on that. Okay, so now the Tiger Ace, we have given the Tiger Ace a damage engine. We're now going to pop on the vehicle crew repair ability, and we'll see if it removes its critical. So it takes 15 seconds to repair, and I believe it repairs about 20% of the health of the Tiger, and it removes critical, as you just saw there. So we gave it a damage engine, and the critical has now been removed. And that costs you 35 munitions to repair your Tiger for around about 20 to 30% health. Very nice. And the last ability for the Tiger is the Blitzkrieg tactics. So you can come on and then just Blitzkrieg forward. And so you can get forward. And you know what Blitzkrieg does. It gives you boost of speed to get forward to take out an enemy unit, or to potentially reverse away. It increases your reverse speed as well, so you can probably potentially reverse faster away. If in case you're getting chased, you almost dead, you might want to pop on that ability to run away from enemies as well. And the Tiger Ace, so how much does it cost? The Tiger Ace costs 800 manpower and 250 fuel. It no longer reduces your income when deployed. Previously it used to like hamper your income by like 80%. Now it doesn't, it just costs 800 manpower, 250 fuel. Its sight has been reduced from 50 to 35. It has 10% increased accuracy over the regular Tiger. Now has actually the Spirit ability, so that's a new, so the Spirit ability is brand new, similar to the King Tiger's ability. Population has been reduced from 26 to 24. One more thing is if you lose the Tiger Ace, you guys can call it in again. Not like in the past, we could only call it in once, and then that was it. So yeah, guys, that was the new Tiger Ace. In my opinion, I think it's a lot better than the old Tiger Ace. The fact that it doesn't hamper your resources when you call it on is so much better. And, you know, it's just a great choice now. It's better than a normal Tiger. Whole Commander, nice job. So two other bonus bits I just want to talk to you guys about that's been changed to Ostheer as a whole. The two main different changes is the Stug and the Ostwind. The Stug can now rotate faster, so it gives more, you know, so if some unit is trying to flank it, it'd have a better chance to attack flanking units. It's also, the target size has been reduced from 20 to 17. So that now means that it's going to be harder to hit from from allied units. And so again, and also the rotation rate was changed from 22 to 28. Moving on to the Ostwind. The Ostwind is now a god. It is awesome against infantry now. It's now, you used to never build it. Now I recommend building this all the time. I'd probably always choose this now over a Panzer IV against enemy infantry. So you'll now see, for those of you playing Company Heroes for a while, let's just show you this. So if we make this guy selection, owner, enemy, watch how much faster the Ostwind fires compared to before. It's like, it fires almost twice as quickly now. And absolutely decimates enemy infantry. It's basically now the equivalent of a centaur. Now that it's had the changes, so it's absolutely amazing. It's it can also now it's got the increased rate of fire. It's also, you know, not a bad choice to use against something like a Stuart from the Americans as well. So there you go, absolutely amazing. It's good to shoot down planes, and yeah, so much better. So you probably want to go for, like, for instance, an Ostwind with a Stug instead of going like double Panzer IVs now or something like that, because the Ostwind's really good against killing infantry. Like I said, you can also just shoot down enemy planes, especially because you've got a lot of you know, the Soviet Airborne Company is now quite prevalent, so this would be perfect for shoot down the enemy planes coming in from that commander. And also the Stugs, you know, Stugs are quite cheap as well. They're 280 and 90 fuel compared to a Panzer IV, which is 30 more fuel and about 70 more manpower. And the Stug does, you know, it's got better, you know, range. Once it gets to efficiency 3 as well, it fires quite quickly. It's a really good unit, and it's a throwaway unit as well, really, because it's quite cheap, right? Losing a Stug is not the end of the world, where if you lose the Panzer IV, it will hurt you more. So, you know, investing in a Stug and an Ostwind now, yes, do it. Before I end the video today, guys, I just want to say that I know a lot of people are saying that this is OP, the fact that you can call on a Tiger Ace this quickly. It is quite strong, yes, but again, at the end of the day, it's only one tank, and it costs a lot to bring onto the field. If the Axis team are going for this unit, they're not going to be able to get anything else out if you deal with it correctly. So as long as you've got mines down, because if that Tiger Ace hits one mine, it's screwed. Simple as that. All you need to do is get a couple of mines down in key locations, a couple of anti-tank guns nearby, you know, and then if you can get yourself tank destroyers out as well, that'd be great. But remember, it's only one tank. It can only fire at one unit at one time. It's not like a freaking behemoth that has 50 guns on it and can shoot everything around it. It's only got one main turret gun. It can only be shooting at one thing at one time. Think of the King Tiger as well. The King Tiger is slow. The normal Tiger is a little bit faster than that, but still it's slower than most allied armor. So you can kite effectively with things like the Issue-85, the Jackson, and the Firefly. You know, so just play well. Hey guys, thank you for watching that video. If you want more content, be sure to check out the link here and over here. If you want to subscribe, click on the button down here. And be sure to click on the notification bell down there somewhere so you're notified whenever I post new YouTube content. If you want to watch me on Twitch as well, it's twitch.tv/HelpingHands where you can ask me questions in real time. And as always, thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye.